everyone, welcome back to Real Easy Talks, your daily English practice. I'm Anna.
And I'm Tom. So glad you're here with us today. If you're new, hit subscribe so you don't miss our daily episodes.
So, Tom, here's a scenario for you. You're at a cafe, you're waiting for Jake. He was supposed to show up at 2, it's 2:30, no Jake, no text, nothing. How many ways can you guess why he's not there?
Anna, that is the exact thing that happened to me last Saturday, word for word.
Of course it was. Okay, tell me, in English, what would you say about his absence?
He maybe something. He maybe got stuck in traffic, or he could be late for a reason.
Stop right there. Let's try this. He may have forgotten. He might have gotten lost. He could have missed the bus. Do any of those feel different to you?
They all feel the same to me. They're all me guessing at something in the past.
Exactly. All three are past speculation, guessing about something that happened before now. But there's a tiny gradient in how confident you sound. And could have has a secret second meaning that most learners never get taught.
A secret second meaning?
A hidden trap door. Once you see it, you never misuse could have again.
Okay, I'm in. My brain is officially hooked.
And that right there is what we're unlocking today. May have, might have, could have. 3 ways to talk about what might have happened in the past. And one of them has a surprise layer that changes the whole emotion of your sentence.
Before we go deeper, can I ask something that's been sitting with me for a while?
Please.
Why does English have 3 different ways to say maybe in the past? Like, that's a lot of grammar for one feeling.
That's such a fair question. And here's the answer. English loves to give you tiny gradient differences. You know how Americans have 100 ways to say sort of?
Oh yeah, sort of, kind of, somewhat, a little, kinda, sorta.
Exactly. May have, might have, and could have do the same thing for past guesses. They're all maybe in the past, but each one shows a slightly different degree of certainty or opens up a different kind of meaning entirely.
So it's a confidence dial.
Same closeness dial energy we had yesterday with the tenses, but today the dial measures certainty instead of time.
I'm picturing an actual dial in my head. May have sits somewhere in the middle, might have tilts toward the tentative side, and could have lives in its own little corner with the double label.
That is exactly the picture. And if you can hold that dial in your head, you already know half of what we're learning today.
Okay, confidence dial past speculation edition. I'm ready.
Let's start with may have. This is the most neutral guess, medium confidence. You're saying, I think it's possible this happened, but I'm not certain.
Medium confidence guess. Got it.
Example, he may have forgotten. You're not sure, but forgetting is a reasonable possibility.
So when Jake didn't show up and I'm genuinely running through a list of plausible reasons,
he may have gotten stuck at work. He may have lost his phone. All of those are you saying these are real possibilities. I'm guessing, but I don't have evidence.
So I'm offering a menu of likely explanations, not picking one, just laying them out.
Exactly. It's honest uncertainty without emotion attached to it.
And the vibe is neutral, not emotional.
Exactly. May have is calm, analytical. Like a detective writing a list. He may have taken the other exit. He may have been delayed by weather.
Like Sherlock Holmes on decaf.
Perfect. Sherlock Holmes on decaf. Save that.
So when would I not use may have?
When you're more unsure than a 50-50 coin flip. When you're really just throwing something at the wall. That's when might have shows up.
So may have carries more confidence than might have?
Slightly. Native speakers use them almost interchangeably in casual speech, but there is a tiny lean. May have feels like a reasonable guess. Might have feels like a looser, wilder guess.
So he may have eaten sounds reasonable. He might have eaten a whole pizza sounds a little more out there.
Exactly. Might have has more room for the absurd. May have stays realistic.
That's actually a useful vibe check. May have, likely, might have,
Unlikely but possible.
Great bridge into might have. This is the low confidence guess. More tentative, more who knows.
So when I'm really reaching for an explanation,
He might have gotten lost. You're not committing to the guess, you're just floating one possibility into the air.
it's softer, less sure.
Yes, and here's where learners often get confused. In modern English, may have and might have are almost interchangeable. Most native speakers don't pause to choose between them. They grab whichever comes out first.
So for practical purposes,
For practical purposes, you can use them almost interchangeably. Pick one, native speakers won't correct you. The tiny lean I mentioned is for advanced learners who want that extra 5% accuracy.
that's a relief. So I don't have to memorize a table.
You don't. But there's one place where might have clearly wins over may have, and that's after if in hypothetical situations.
Oh, example please?
If I had known, I might have come earlier. That might have is doing hypothetical work. It's talking about an imagined possibility. May have would sound a little off here.
So might have is the one that plays nicely with imagined pasts.
Exactly. And there's another place where might have wins. Remote possibility. He might have been abducted by aliens. That's such a wild guess, it calls for might. He may have been abducted sounds weirdly confident.
Yeah, don't sound confident about alien abduction theories. Good life advice.
And one more subtle thing. When you're being polite and cautious about someone else's past behavior, might is the safer bet. He might have misunderstood you feels gentler than he may have misunderstood you.
Oh, so might softens the guess, keeps it humble.
Exactly. Might have is the humble guess. And now, the one with a secret. Could have.
I've been curious about this for 10 minutes.
Could have has two different jobs, two different meanings, and that's why learners get confused with it.
The hidden trapdoor.
Yes, let's open it. Job number 1. Could have is also a past speculation word. In that job, it's similar to may have and might have. He could have gotten stuck in traffic. Same vibe as he might have gotten stuck in traffic.
So in that use, it's basically a third way to say maybe in the past.
Yes, in this role, may, might, and could have often swap in for each other. It could have been the rain. It might have been the rain. It may have been the rain. All three work.
Okay, so what's job number 2?
Job number 2. Could have expresses unrealized ability or possibility. This is the one that catches learners off guard. You could have called me. What am I saying there?
That I had the ability to call you, but I didn't?
Exactly. It's not a guess about the past. It's a statement that a possibility existed but wasn't used. The door was open. You didn't walk through it.
Oh, so it's like a soft accusation.
Sometimes soft, sometimes not so soft. You could have told me. He could have warned us. I could have helped, but no one asked. This could have is about a missed chance.
And it can be about yourself too, right? Like, I could have studied harder in college.
Yes, self-directed could have is basically regret. You're looking back at a chance you had and didn't take. I could have stayed one more year. I could have said yes. Each one is a door you didn't walk through.
So this version of could have is the language of looking back with a small ache.
Beautifully put. A small ache.
That's a whole different flavor from guessing. It's not about the past as a mystery, it's about the past as a choice.
Exactly. And that's why could have is tricky. When you say it, listeners have to figure out, is this person guessing about the past or pointing at a thing you should have done? Subtle, but real.
So how do they know which one?
Context, tone, emphasis. He could have forgotten. Neutral tone, probably a guess. You could have told me. Emphasized with frustration. Definitely the missed chance meaning.
So same grammar, two completely different emotional settings.
Yes, and here's a tip. If you want to be totally clear you're making a past guess without accidentally sounding like you're blaming someone, use may have or might have instead.
So, if I'm unsure why Lily hasn't texted me back, I should say she may have fallen asleep rather than she could have fallen asleep.
Both work, but may have keeps it strictly guess mode. Could have can sometimes make it sound like you think she should have texted. Subtle, but real.
So, could have carries a tiny shadow of expectation, even when you're just guessing.
Beautifully put. A tiny shadow of expectation.
Anna, can I tell you about something I said to Jake that went sideways because of exactly this?
Always.
So Jake was 40 minutes late to that cafe last Saturday, and when he finally showed up, I said, "You could have let me know you were running late."
Oh, Tom.
He looked hurt. His eyebrows came together. He said, "I'm sorry, dude. I didn't realize I was that late." And then the whole first 10 minutes of our coffee was a little awkward.
You triggered job number 2 by accident.
Exactly. I meant to say, I was wondering if you got stuck in traffic. Pure speculation. But what came out, "You could have let me know," sounded like I was calling him out for not being responsible.
Because could have swung straight into missed opportunity mood, the listener heard, "I'm pointing at a thing you should have done, but didn't."
And my chest tightened. I could see on his face that I'd unintentionally scolded him. And I'm not that kind of friend. That's not the relationship we have.
That's the hidden cost of getting could have wrong. It can quietly change the temperature of a conversation before you even notice.
Exactly. And the worst part was I couldn't take it back. I couldn't say, "No, wait, I meant it as a guess." By then, the sentence had already landed.
Once that could have hits the air, the listener's brain has already decided what version it is. So what should you have said?
Looking back, I was wondering if you may have gotten stuck in traffic, or I thought you might have had a problem with the bus. Both of those would have kept it guess mode, no blame.
Exactly. And that one tiny word swap, may or might instead of could, would have saved you 10 awkward minutes.
It's wild how much weight these modal words carry. They're tiny, but their emotional register is huge.
That's exactly why I love teaching them. These aren't just grammar rules, they're how you sound to the people you care about. Okay, 3-question cheat sheet. Question 1. Am I making a reasonable guess about something that happened in the past?
If yes, use may have, medium confidence detective mode.
Question 2. Am I making a more tentative guess or a guess after if, or about something remote and unlikely?
If yes, use might have, the humble guess.
Question 3. Am I pointing at something that was possible but didn't happen? Something the person had the option to do but chose not to?
Then it's definitely could have, the missed chance meaning.
3 questions, 3 shapes, 1 dial.
Let's practice. I'm feeling ready.
1. You're checking your email and a friend didn't respond to your message from 3 days ago. Gentle guess.
She may have missed my email. Medium confidence. Probably the most likely explanation.
Next, your boss gave you advice. In an imagined version of that meeting, you think about speaking up more.
If I had spoken up, I could have gotten more details. That's the unrealized possibility meaning of could have.
Beautiful. Third, someone slams a door in the distance. Very wild guess.
It might have been the wind. Low confidence, a little tentative.
Nice. Fourth, your partner didn't pick up dinner and you wish they had.
You could have picked up dinner on your way home. That's the missed opportunity use with a little edge to it.
That's the edge right there. And that's what makes could have powerful and dangerous. Fifth, your neighbor's package sat on the porch all day in the rain. Gentle guess about why.
They may have been out of town. Detective mode. No blame, just a plausible reason.
Beautiful. Sixth, Biscuit threw up on the rug this morning and I have no idea why. Neutral speculation.
He may have eaten something weird. Medium confidence detective mode.
Listeners, pause right now and try 5 of your own. 1 may have, 1 might have, 2 uses of could have. Say them out loud. That's the whole game.
5 little modal experiments. Say them in your own voice.
And here is the last thing I want every listener to hear today. These 3 modals confuse learners for years, not because they're complicated, but because no one ever explains that could have is carrying 2 meanings at once.
And once you see the second meaning, you can't unsee it. You start hearing it in movies, in songs, in arguments between friends.
Exactly. So the fact that you stayed for this entire episode puts you ahead of most learners at your level. Not because you're smarter, because you chose to stay and watch the trap door open.
And here's my last piece of advice. When you want to guess about the past without any emotion attached, default to may have or might have. Save could have for when you mean it. That one-word swap will change how you sound.
Default to may or might. Save could have for intention. That's the whole lesson in one line. Before we close, let's lock in the key language from today. 8 words that make these modals make sense.
My favorite part.
First, speculation. Forming a guess about something without enough evidence to be sure.
Every may have or might have sentence is built on this kind of thinking, educated guessing without proof.
Next, possibility. Something that is capable of happening, whether or not it actually did.
This sits at the heart of all 3 modals. They all point at things that were possible in the past.
Then, certainty. The level of confidence you have about something being true.
The tiny difference between may have and might have lives in this one word, a shift of about 5% in either direction.
Modal. A small helper verb that shows attitude or likelihood, like may, might, could, should, would.
These are the shortest words in English that carry the most emotional weight in a sentence.
Hypothetical. Based on an imagined situation rather than a real one.
If I had known opens a door to this kind of thinking, and might have is the shape that usually walks through it.
Opportunity. A chance or opening that someone has to do something.
When could have swings into its second meaning, it is quietly pointing at one of these that was offered but never taken.
Unrealized. Describing something that was possible but never actually happened.
This is the emotional echo inside you could have told me, a real option left sitting on the table.
And finally, deduction. Working out what probably happened based on clues.
Every time you use may have or might have about the past, you are stepping into a small detective role without even knowing it.
8 words, each one a key to the modal system.
Write them down, use them today, and let them live in how you speak.
And one last reminder before we close. These 3 modals aren't just past guesses, they're the subtle emotional weight you give your guesses. Confident, tentative, or pointed at a chance that someone didn't take. English gives you 3 different voices for the same question.
Beautifully put. 3 voices for one question. Carry those with you.
All right, that was a conversation that will quietly shape how people hear you in English.
Now, a question for you. Tell us in the comments, have you ever accidentally blamed someone with could have when you just meant to guess? Just say yes or never. We read them all.
We love your answers, and every question helps us plan the next episodes.
If this lesson helped you, please like, subscribe, and share with a friend who overthinks their modals.
We'll see you tomorrow with another easy conversation.
Keep learning, keep asking. Bye, everyone.
Bye.